What about cold storage? That's where you can actually store your Bitcoins numbered and in a safe and offline, right?
So yeah, there's a company in London called Elliptic Vault who does insured cold storage backed by Lloyd's of London. So if you want to put a large amount of money in Bitcoin, I always say put it on paper. If you're technical enough to do it yourself, that's always great. If you're not, go with an insured cold storage.
Super smart guys, like three guys, ex-banking, computer scientists, mathematicians. These guys are going to take over. Yeah, definitely.
And they're guaranteeing your deposits.
Exactly. They were the first insured backed, basically, cold storage company here in the UK.
Okay. When are the banks going to get involved, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Or have they started? I mean, Lloyd's isn't really a bank. That's the Lloyd's insurance
Exactly.
arm,
It's the underwriter, right? Yeah. So, I mean, in reality, they're not going to offer like a consumer-facing Bitcoin product for, 5 years, maybe a decade. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
A bank?
Fidel Bank, so in the UK, it's different around the world, but I think it's Fidel Bank in Germany. Well, one of the German banks is looking at doing
But a major financial institution, it just hurts themselves, right? They're just cannibalizing their own market, even if they take baby steps.
There's so much fear.
If they're first in on the market, then all the Bitcoin companies go to them, they get the business, everybody else around.
I worked in banking for 10 years, trust me. The last thing they want to do, the thing is that they're making so much money by not having that payment system in place. Yeah, you dealt with a foreign exchange broker today for one of your trades, and he took out, 1% or something? Or a lot for a foreign exchange trade. I mean, 0.6%. He can make that transaction for probably 0.0006%. So I'm just saying that they have a reason, not to adopt this technology, right? Is that the way you see it?
So the way I see the first step the banks are going to take towards this is when they're doing the big deals, because some of their financial clients, some of the really big players are like, we want a piece of Bitcoin. We want to allocate some of our portfolio to that, and we don't want to go externally, right? Exactly. Yeah. So that's coming undoubtedly. But on the consumer-facing one, I'm still a little bit doubtful that they're going to take that jump, because it's a big reputational risk. You screw it up. They've seen what's happened with Mt. Gox, with everything else that's gone wrong.
Right.
And for a bank, like Barclays, unless somebody comes up with a brand new bank, something like Metro Bank, they're awesome, but something like that happening again, a brand new one from scratch, with a kind of CEO that understands Bitcoin, unless that happens, I think it's going to take a little bit of time.
I mean, I love it, obviously. I mean, I have a shit day and I go downstairs and I put my light on my bike and I cycle home and I'm grinning by the time I get home. And it's a funny thing because a lot of the comments were how they've noticed people seeing them obviously more and thumbs up from other cyclists and taxi drivers and bus drivers. And a few interesting insights that I hadn't thought of when I was designing it was they realised, a lot of people commented about how when drivers overtake them, they take longer to cut back in than they would otherwise. They'd wait till they've gone past the projection and then cut back in a few yards ahead rather than just nipping straight in.